spring. It's another day of your creation. It's another day of my creation. It's another day of co-creating. It's another day of life. So I've been organizing, cleansing my aura, my environment. And right at the height of cleansing my environment, I get this call that oh gosh, my baby. Come on, baby. Right at the height of tuning into my highest vibration, I get a call that seems to induce more thoughts and induce more corruption of my good vibes, good energy, good, the energy that I've been working on, right? It's like, what else are you supposed to do when you're in a situation, right, that seems to have some sort of control over what you get to experience. It's like a hijack, basically. These demons don't like when you are reaching your highest vibrations. They don't like when you're reaching your highest vibrations. They like to come around when your vibrations is like super high, and then they try to sour your moment by telling you something that can lower your vibration. And it's like you have a choice whether to let that sour your moment, let that take up any thought or space in your mind, or just continue focusing on what you have been focusing on. But the thing about that is that when something's in your business, right, in your space, sometimes it's hard to deal with that, for the simple fact that they're agitating your energy body, your energy mind, your mental space. They're agitating your mental space. And by them doing that, right, they're causing inflammation to occur in the body through cortisol. And it's like, these situations are very, the fact that, if you go to the beginning, right, when this all started. When all of this started, the pattern was created. They stole from you so that they can use what they stole to make money, right? And then you're left missing a limb, which is part of what creates your foundation. Because that's what it is. When someone or some entity steals from you, they're cutting your limbs. You know, they're severing a part of you from your energetic body. And by them doing that, they're causing you to be at a position where it's harder now for you to build that foundation back. Especially if they, not only did they use what they stole to make money and to keep on being selfish and keep on, you know, using it so that they could live a, you know, life in the upper scale, but at the same time wasting it because they don't even know the value of what they just stole, because they thought it was like stealing candy from a baby, basically. Like, you know, like when they do that, they're causing you, being that now your foundation has been compromised. It makes it harder for you to get further. So then other parts of your energy body start spinning way more for you to try to like bring back that energy down to your foundation. And it creates a ripple effect of that energy just trying to find balance again. And so when that happens, other parts of your body become imbalanced, which causes you to attract more imbalanced situations. And you may want to heal from that, but your way of healing may require you to release what you feel, release what is hurting you, release your thoughts, release, you know, stop holding all that pain inside, because that pain can actually do more damage by you not expressing it. But then when you do that, then there's other type of people, other type of systems or entities that like to use that low, you know, that release that you're releasing, you know, to tell you, oh, you can't do that. If you do that, you're going to be put in this cage for 3 weeks or more, because we don't want you to be running around trying to heal yourself by releasing. So then once you're in that situation, then now you're back to that situation of holding things in and being secretive and not trusting. So then it makes it harder for you to move forward, because of the fact that you haven't dealt with what an entity or someone or did to you, basically, right? now. So it drags the time frame that you could have used to fully deal and heal from it even longer, because they're telling you you can't go around releasing this type of information or thoughts to the world. You can't release your pain to the world, the pain that is killing you inside because you're holding it in. You know, so once you, and then you have to comply with their standards so that you can be released out of the place that you were put in, a cage basically. So then they're programming you there to not be authentic and not be true to yourself and not tell the truth of how you feel, which then affects all of your relationships now, because now you feel alienated and you feel like you expressing yourself is not normal and not right, which then causes your development to be stagnated. And then they have the nerve to try to say, oh, you got to do this, you have to do this in order for more people to use you for, you know, whatever that they want to use you for. You know how many traps that they set up to use people until they're dead, until they have no more life within them, because they killed the life within them by programming them with BS, you know, rules and regulations and things that they have set up. So the only moment you get to control or to be in control is in your own space, right? And even in your own space, they try to come to hijack your space too. And then they have an issue when you are expressing yourself in your space. And then because everybody else is following the so-called society rules, while you're the one that they keep on hijacking and hurting and using as collateral, and using you as, you know, a punching bag, or, you know, using you being in that state as a way for them to become fruitful off of you, while you suffer and can't even live in the best way that you would like to live. Does that even make sense? Like, does that even make sense that certain situations are like that? It doesn't make sense to me. And you could call it human trafficking. That's what it is. And it's also genocide, for the simple fact that by putting somebody in that type of position where they are doing their best to heal their foundation, to develop their foundation, and then trying to control them with things that they want them to believe, or to, to put fear in them. Like the type of things that occur in this world, it's evil. And you have to maintain your strength, and people may not understand you when you're around them, because they may have had programs in them that make it seem like they're doing the right thing in life. So then when they look at you, they're like, oh, what a loser. Like they hardly even have anything. They don't have no car, they don't have no new clothes, they don't have no gold chains, they don't have nothing. They look like a dusty person, like dusty. But that's what they call people nowadays, dusty, but they don't know what's happening behind the scenes, what type of situations that they put people in. They don't know the fact that there's a lot of human trafficking happening, and human trafficking can take the form of just basically, trying to act like they're helping somebody, but really just putting them in a position where somebody else could benefit from them too, while they take everything that they can from that person, leaving them dry as a raisin, basically. Dry as a raisin. And that's why people that are going through certain situations, they start to smoke. They might have a lot of habits that they do that are unhealthy, and the reason why is because they don't know what else to do. They ran out of outlets to do to stay healthy. And even if you want to be healthy, right, even if you want to take time to be outside in nature, they also have a problem with that. Talk about freaking 30-minute lunch breaks at work. Like what is that? 30 minutes, a 30-minute break for lunch. I've, in my previous job years ago, that's the amount of lunch break it was. It was 30 minutes. Either it was 30 minutes or an hour, but that was not enough for no lunch break. Because not only do you have to either make your own food the night before, but you gotta eat the food that is around the area, and that food may not even be healthy. So it's like, does that make sense to put yourself in a position like that, where it's like you're not getting what you need for your body to be healthy? And not only that, but they're pressuring you to be a part of society in a way that's disharmonious with your body and what your body is telling you is the healthiest thing to do for yourself. Like, does that even make sense? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to compromise your health for something that society is forcing you to do through these, systems and entities, corporations that were created to hypnotize people, hijack their minds to think a certain way. It just doesn't make sense. if you were to, like the real thing that you're actually supposed to do is have your own land, grow your own fruits, make your own clothes. That's what you're really supposed to do. And you're supposed to have, you know, your own conveyance, what helps you travel so that you could go anywhere and get the fruits and vegetables that you would like. Because you might see that there's an area that has better fruits, you know, better vegetables, better herbs. You might even want to like enjoy the nature in that area. So there shouldn't be limits put in our lives that aren't even supposed to be there. There shouldn't be those limits, because it's wrong, and it's a way to keep people unhealthy. It's a way of creating a situation where people are used the wrong way and not allowed to shine their light or to shine the skills and the talents that they were born with. You know, because some people have more than one skill, right? More than one talent. And it's like, if you tell them to just get one job that only does a certain skill, it's like that's a limit to them. And then not only that, but people focus on staying in the same job for many years. And that's really not healthy either. Because let's say you have a lot of skills and you know that you were born with all these skills, and if you stay in one place, it's just going to limit you too much. It's going to limit you way too much. Like, your specific skills could be the type of skills that is meant for something that has never been created before. So why limit yourself to that space, that place, for years and hours in a day, when you're really supposed to be out in nature, absorbing all of the minerals, vitamins from the environment, like the vitamin D from the sun and the minerals from the soil and the stones. You know, every time we walk barefoot, we absorb minerals through our skin too. So all of that just, it's just one of those things. It's like, that's why you got to keep your vibration so high that you can't let anything hinder your progress. You have to maintain that peace of mind. You got to, and take things slowly. Don't overthink how you're going to get it done. Like, even if it takes you 3 days to get that one thing done, that's okay, because all of the things that have to get done, right? All of those things require your attention, your focus, and your concentration, right? So if it requires that, then, and not only that, but you also have to make your own food. You have to make sure you take care of your hygiene, take care of your house hygiene, take care of, just making sure the space is clean, that it doesn't accumulate germs or smells or, anything that's not, the best for us, basically. So there's a lot of things you gotta focus on in a day, and people are doing things and thinking that that's healthy, but it's really not. It's only healthy for somebody that already has their foundation set, for them to focus on on a job that they like to do, because they just have extra time to do that. But if you don't have that, if your foundation is kind of crumbled because of some being, taking or stealing from that foundation, it's like you have a job of rebuilding. And when you have that job of rebuilding, it's not the same as somebody else that already got a foundation. It's different because your energy has been used in a different way. So being that your energy is different, you are way more sensitive to different energy fluctuations. And because you are, that means you have to be more mindful of how you use your energy. You can't just accept anything that people throw at you to do for them or for society. And it's like, how would anybody know what I'm good at, right? If they ask me to do something that, it's not what I'm interested in. It's just not. It's almost like, if you are doing something that you're not interested in, that's called slavery. Because it's almost like you're living somebody else's life at that point. And it's like, are you here to live somebody else's life, or are you here to live your life? You're here to live your life. The universe created me so that I could live my life. Not so I could live your life, but so that I could live my life. So this is what I gotta say to all those people trying to force somebody to do things that aren't in alignment with that person to do. You have to be more courteous to people's energy. You just do. Like, you can't be forcing people to do things that they don't want to do. You can ask them, but you can't force them. And they could choose for themselves whether it's going to be beneficial for them or not. Everything is worthy of trying, but not everything is worthy of continuing to do if you feel that, it's just not in alignment with your soul's mission. That's my spiritual belief. That's my spiritual belief. And since spiritual belief has a lot to do with living a full life, then I'm not anybody's slave, and I'm not choosing to be anybody's slave. So people need to just, like, talk to the hand and goodbye. I'm done with that. People have to just, the whole system is going to be burned to the ground because of the fact that you're human trafficking. You're committing genocide by forcing people to do things that are unhealthy for them. You have to be more balanced when it comes to what each person gets from living life. You can't just be selfish, to the point that somebody is literally suffering to the point that it's like, suffering, like they don't have any choice in anything. Like that's the worst thing to even experience, is to not have a choice in anything because somebody else is telling you what to do or how to think or how to, you know, do anything. So I hope you get the message. This is sort of like venting, but sort of like, this is just my thoughts on a certain situation that occurred. And I trust the universe. I trust that everything is working out in my favor, and they're doing their, they, as soon as my energy was getting really up here, and everything was starting to look really, really sparkling, organized and everything, I was getting my place so down to every corner, like as soon as it got to that point, they had to come with a call just to put some fear energy into my brain, like they really got a lot of nerve for that, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. They're getting their karma. That's it. They're getting their karma. Because you shouldn't do that to people. You just shouldn't. I'm not here to make anybody's life difficult. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm here to bring the vibrations up, making it harmonious and happy for myself and for the world around me. So whichever way that happens, it's all up to the universe. The universe and me listening to my heart, my soul, and that inner calling. Because I know and I feel it, and that's how I live. All right, until next time.